Oh, wouldn't it be good if I were in the picture? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here once again for live stream. Hello there. You alright? Hope you're doing well. Despite the crisis, which is a crisis in consciousness, according to the great philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti. Great honor to this guy. And I welcome you to another video, which I called, let me check this so I don't have it wrong, because I don't always. Okay, so we've got today the Demiurge reality hack explained, and why I made Saturday's live stream private. Because a few people have obviously asked, after I only left the reflection of the live stream that I did on Saturday. I did a reflection on that because it was very powerful. There was some very strong stuff going on with me, and I'll give you a little bit of a more of a big picture and a different angle to all of that, as well as things that I said there in the live stream. And so I did a reflection on Sunday in like at midday, and on Sunday morning. So I was going through a major attack by the dark force. This was the biggest attack that I've ever experienced. I have been attacked before. Okay, it's not something that I'm that I fear at this point, because it's inevitable. Okay, so when you really want to make a difference in this world, okay, better get attacked, and then better learn how to protect yourself, because they really know how to mess with your mind big time. So how did I get attacked by the dark forces? And when it comes to the level of knowledge that me and Errol and Ahmed are dealing with, as well as Chris and others from our crew, okay, Chris the Wizard, who I'm going to do an interview with also, because he was with me most of Saturday, okay, and then I left Chris at like 6 o'clock in the evening, and me and Chris, we were doing energy work during a walk that we did. Okay, that's like the key thing that I want to point out here. So before the attack happened, we went for a walk to meet a girl and go to another location with her, which was in Florian's garden. And along the walk, you see, I do things intuitively, and things just come to me. And I've been observing one 5G tower which sits on top of one of the major mounds in Linz. Okay, that's what they do. It's not a it's more like a hill. Okay, I don't know the difference between a mound and a hill, but anyways, so it's not a mountain, but okay, let's say a hill. And on the major hills of cities and of any place, also here where I live, in like a small, because I normally live in Vienna, but when I'm with my parents, I am here in Neuhofen, which is a small village here. Okay, and also there at the highest hill, we have a major big 5G tower, which is sort of like the epicenter, or how can you say it? It's sort of like the mainframe for the grid of either city or a village. Okay, so we walked towards, in our walk, we were like sort of like guided, and Chris said, "Oh yeah, let's just walk here to the left." And I'm like, all right, oh, we're heading right into the direction of that 5G tower. Okay, why is that? So let me make a high command. Yeah, I love doing high commands these days because I know they're really, really effective. Okay, so I do a high command as the high commander of the high source. And then I started with my breath, okay, which my breath, and with my hand, I point to the 5G tower, okay, I point to the 5G tower, and I basically do a. Now you can call me crank, okay, you can call me crazy, I don't care. I know it works, okay, because what you're doing is your intention is on taking out the 5G network solely with your intention, because you know the power that you have as an individual, which is infinite. And they don't ever want you to discover that, okay? That's why they tell you you're nothing all the time in this stupid little pathetic theatrics system where everyone's running around like headless chickens, okay? They never want you to find out that with intention, direction, and your aim and your will in place, you can knock out any 5G infrastructure with the intention of a high command. I, as the high commander of the high source, command all harming frequencies to be switched off in my will and the will of the highest source from which everything originates. What are they going to do about that, huh? And your word counts. And then you practice that, and it's like a pulse wave coming from your heart toward the 5G tower, and then see what happens, Larry. So I did that, continued my walk, and I did that 7 times because it's the 7 that completes things in my understanding, the magical 7. And I continue on walking, and we walk down a hill. We walk down that hill, and we come to a dome. Okay, it's the Dome of Linz. So when you type in Google Dome Linz, you can have a view of that building. And these specific buildings, these monuments, these massive architectural structures that are very impressive, they're built on ley lines, and we know that. And therefore, because the more you do this sort of work and you get attacked after you do it, you learn how to defend yourself against this attack, energetic attack by the dark forces. You learn how to work through it. And actually what it does, and that's why I like to be attacked, is after the attack, you're much stronger. Much, much stronger. That's why I do that. And also, you're connecting with the energetics of the land. And you grow in power, and the energetics of the land get empowered, okay? This is when I talk about the energetics of the land, I'm talking about the natural electromagnetic grid of the earth, which is shown as ley lines, okay? And like in the human body, where there is a meridian system, okay, and that's why acupuncture works the way it works with needles and placing them at specific points along the energy grid of the body. That's the same with the earth. And you do this at specific places, and you can see them where cathedrals are built, and especially also mounds, and that's why they place their 5G towers there, okay? And with your intention, and you can work on this high command, do it in your words, whatever you want to use, and it's very powerful. So we went to that dome, did another high command. I command all evil to flee this space. I command all evil forces to leave this land. You've served your purpose toward evolution as the involutionary force. We respect and honor that learning lesson, but now you must leave. Okay. And after that, what I learned also now from my dear friend Ahmed, okay, Ahmed, and I want to get you on, brother, again. We have to have another chat very, very soon. So stay tuned. There's just so much massively more coming your way from the Gnostic takeover, because we've just been warming up here now. Notices of liability, step 1, and we're heading into step 2, and really taking this planet back. Okay. So when you finish doing the command, the most powerful thing you can do, okay, like I said, toward what you want to influence energetically, you do the and got a bit confused there. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, it's a major symbol, and we had it in the Gnostic takeover. I'm going to share it after this video. Someone shared it. So we've got some very, very amazing people in the groups. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the people involved in the Gnostic takeover. We're the ones we've been waiting for. And that is so massively powerful, you know. And after we did that sort of energy work, we pick up our dear friend from her apartment, and we go to Florian's garden. And that's when I left them. And when I got home, I was cooking a meal for my family. I was doing burritos for them. And as I'm cooking the meal, and actually after I finished cooking the meal and we place all the stuff there, you know, to roll up some burritos and have a really nice meal, I get a panic attack for the first time in my life. And I start to decode things, and I'm like, what is this, you know? And basically what it was a warning for 2 friends, okay, for Kimberly, that I already mentioned in the last video, and also for Chris. So I phoned Kimberly, and I was in panic. And it was like, this is the way this attack works, okay? So I've been studying Satanism for 8 years. I'm a guy who likes to have a good time, you know, next to studying the occult and Gnostic, intel, Hermeticism, and everything tied to it, world politics, everything holistically, combining everything together to a big picture understanding. But I looked deeply into Satanism and what Satanism is really about. And Kimberly and Chris went to a underground techno party that day on Saturday. And I was like, already before that, I was like, don't have a really good feeling about that. And also the people that were organizing that, they're on drugs, okay? I don't do drugs, you know. I take magic mushroom, psilocybin magic mushrooms, and I work with healing plants like ayahuasca and wachuma, peyote. Those are the sort of things I like to engage in as a tool of learning, okay? Because these are teacher plants, okay? These are my teachers that I really like to consult. So I didn't have a good feeling from the very beginning, and they went ahead and went there anyway. And suddenly I have this panic attack, and I phone up Kimberly, and I want to give her this warning. And this is the thing with, you know, where the Demiurge, the attack came directly from the Demiurge, what we call Satan. Okay, that's who we're dealing with. When you when you want to take your country back, when you want to take the planet back in a organized manner, not just some hippie style. You know, man, I'm gonna take your city back because you suck, boy. Not in that way, okay? Not in that way. In a sophisticated, pulling the trigger on the enemy way, okay? I know your weaknesses. And I'm gonna expose the Achilles heel because I know there's information that you don't want us to know, and I'll absolutely go with that information. So I was like, this doesn't feel right. They're going to this techno party, and I gave an eager warning, and I said, like, you don't know who these people are. And you have to understand that there is underground facilities throughout most or all of the major cities on the world. Okay, we've got tunnel systems everywhere, especially in Europe. And there's a tunnel system also in the city of Linz. And I was trying to tell them that this is not a good idea to go in there. Because once you enter there, you don't know who these people really are. Especially in Kimberly's case, I think she only got to know these people like a few weeks ago. The wizard has known them for a few months now. But I've known those people since the very beginning of the Festival for Freedom that we've been doing in Linz since the beginning of May. So I've known these people since the very beginning. And I'm someone who says I don't know them because I always leave all options open. And I know about infiltration of resistance movements. Of course, controlled opposition. And I really get attacked for speaking about controlled opposition in this country, of course, because people don't like to hear it. Oh, you can't split us, we are all one and we have to get as many people on the demonstration as possible. No? If you're a man of principles and you stand for something, for freedom, and you know the silly little low-level games that others play, I'm going to expose them. Not with their name, but I explain the modus operandi and why the modus operandi and why they will fail. And that's the reason the whole aspect of controlled opposition and infiltration is the very reason why every movement that has ever existed on the planet has come to exactly nothing, when we're being honest with ourselves. Of course, there's always success stories in a microscopic small scale level. Nothing to worry about that. But who goes into the enemy's terrain and takes them down? Who's ever done that and gotten away with it alive? Yes, there's been aspects in history, like JFK, for example, and what he did. He tried to do it, but probably failed and got killed because he didn't know about the occult and he didn't know how to deal with Satan and his minions. When you deal with Satan and his minions and you checkmate himself, which we're doing, that's what me and Errol are doing. We're dealing directly with the Demiurge. When you do that and you face your deepest fears, because that's the only foundation you must have in order to be able to face him, because otherwise this son of a bitch can really fuck you up. Seriously can. You have to be prepared, and that's why I have prepared for 13 years. Okay? But all movements have never come to anything because of the aspect of infiltration. So therefore, coming back to the story, I'm like, who are these people really? Because there's only a handful of people that I really trust. To be totally honest with you, I only really trust, really trust, really, people that I can count with that hand. And not a single one of those is from my family, unfortunately. No offense. It's just when you know about the level of hacks from this construct that, I mean, I would trust all of my family completely. I'm just saying that they're not as aware as people like me and Errol are, for example. So I was worried about them going there, and I had a panic attack, and I phoned up and I said, please don't go in there. And after the third phone call, they said, well, we're going to go in there anyway, because we want to face our fears also. And that's why I said, all right, go right ahead. I mean, that's my point of view, and I don't want to impose it on you. I've been warning enough already, so I think it's the best idea. I mean, what can I do? And this is exactly the point. We can give our opinion and tell people what we see the situation as, and that's a possibility that actually this group of people, they go to techno parties, underground tunnel system, where there's a possibility where satanic ritual abuse happens and satanic rituals. This is a reality. Okay, you can go and look it up. Satanic ritual abuse. I've looked into that. Look at the interview that David Icke did with Arizona Wilder, who was a high priestess of Satanism. Watch the work of Mark Passio on Satanism. This is a reality, and it's rampant around the world. Okay, these rituals. And when you go into what Satanism really is, then you actually know that the whole Covidian cult is satanic in nature, with the pig muzzle. It's basic MK Ultra mind control. This whole world society that they've created is satanic. But that's going a little bit off topic. So I'm dealing with possibilities here, and I want to protect my people. That's what I'm here for. Especially the people around me, I have a responsibility. So they said, no, we're going to face our fears and we're going to be fine. So I said, okay, go and do that. But that wasn't over for me then. So I go and lie down here in my bed, try and sleep, can't sleep. I was suffering from insomnia. I just could not sleep. It was ridiculous. I just couldn't. It was like all different scenarios, and that's the level of the attack that happened from the Demiurge directly. And he's sending me pictures into my mind, like absolutely disgusting pictures of torture. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was ready to just jump into a taxi and pay like €100, although I don't have any money here with me. I was ready to pay €100 to go there and basically save them, but I was like, what the fuck? I can't do it, It's ridiculous, bro. It'll be all right. But the attack just continued. So I tried everything. I tried a high command. I tried multiple high commands the way I do it. Didn't work this time. So what am I dealing with here? What is going on here? Very strange. So what I then did was okay, it doesn't work, and I was in a victim role, basically. Okay, I was like, okay, what can I do? Just hope I can fall asleep and wake up and hope that everything is going to be fine. And I'm suffering from deep, deep, deep paranoia. When in actual fact, I was on a big attack with the possibility, if I can realize it, of facing my deepest fear. And I'll tell you what it is in due course. So it's always an attack on the one side by the dark forces, but you always have the choice. You can be attacked by the dark forces, okay? You've always got a choice, and it's up to you if you take responsibility. Now, here we go again. How do you respond to it? Do you lie down and just give in because, oh, they're so powerful? Or are you going to rise up? And I rose up and I got up. I remember a story from Errol where his food got poisoned. Okay, they tried to kill Errol multiple times. Okay, he says if he was a cat, he would have been dead by now. and he got food poisoning, and he was in his bathroom, and he was dying. He said he was dying, and as he was dying and leaning down, like really suffering, he went up and he said, "No." And he got up and it was gone. So that's what I did. And I made a command where I called in my ancestors, our ancestors of the planet. I call up the allies that we have throughout the multiverses, throughout all the dimensions, throughout this realm of existence of the time-space continuum that we're experiencing. I call upon you, the allies, the ancestors. I call upon the entire force of the source that I'm a high commander of. That's what I did. I lay down again. 5 minutes later, I get an idea. Do a live stream. What? I'm fucked up. Can't do this. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, and that's what I've been sharing with you guys, okay? I share my most intimate moments at this point right now for a reason that I don't really know. All I know is that this is being done far too little. Because everyone wants to look pretty on camera and like, yeah, you see how good I am. You see, I'm in the flow. I'm Mr. Optimist and positive. When this is also one of the biggest problems we have in the world is people only wanting to experience positive emotions and only wanting to experience joy. This is a problem. Yes, I'm the same. But that's a program also, because there's more emotions than joy. Okay, and we also need to face that. So yeah, let's do a live stream. I'm totally messed up, can't sleep. Of course we're gonna do it. And I walk downstairs and I do it in the kitchen because I couldn't do it in the other room because it's just underneath my parents' bedroom. And I flip open the computer and the dog starts barking. It's the Demi. Why? Because the Demiurge comes through most effectively through dogs. And it's no accident that dog reversed means God. What does that tell us? Just a proposition in my understanding, okay? Prove me otherwise. God and Satan are the same because it's a Hegelian dialectic. That's a whole nother subject, okay? And get as offended as you like. I don't use the word God for that reason. Because I think it's part of this multidimensional matrix. The Demiurge God that wants to keep us in the trap of this multidimensional matrix control structure to keep us under control. And that's why George Cavasilas' work, I want to mention here also, about transcending the God matrix. Very, very, very good work that George has done there. Highly recommended. So I go to the dog because I open up the computer and want to start the action. Okay, I act upon my intuition and what I got from maybe my higher self, okay, or from my ancestors, or the entire force in, doesn't matter. It came in. Let's do it. And I go to the dog and I calm her down. I say, Nega, shh, calm down. It's all good. Calm down. I'm here. It's no problem. Dog's calm. And I raise my hand and I look the dog right in the eye. And as I start talking, I, as the High Commander, and I tell the Demiurge, you are under the authority of me. Do you hear me? Do you understand now who I am? Looking directly into the eyes of the dog. And I tell him basically that he's underneath me now. And you listen now. Do you hear me? Direct confrontation. That's what the deceiver doesn't like you to do, okay? He's a bluff. And when you're in your power, or at a certain level of your power, then you can face him and really be direct. That's the only language he understands, okay? Be direct. Do you understand me now? Because he can't override you with that level, especially as a high commander of the high source. And the dog starts leaning down and basically falling into a calm, peaceful sleep. Calms down completely. The dog got a massive healing, absolutely massive healing through that, because it is just a hack of the dog through which the demi works through as a conduit, as a vessel. It's not the dog that's the problem, you see. That's the biggest misunderstanding of most people. You see, when the demi works through other people where we say, oh, he's very bad, there's still a human being in there. It depends on the human being's level of awareness and how much inner work the human being has done on himself in clearing and integrating his own shadow elements. That if people have not done their shadow work, they're prone to hacks. And where the demiurge or the archons can work directly through them. That's how this works. So it's not the human being that's the problem, it's what's working through them. It's the realm that we can't see, where the archons are. It's just beyond our perception of visible light that we can see, but we can most certainly feel them. And I also felt them. That's why I did this with the ancestors, because the demi was coming right through me. I thought I was like in an ayahuasca ceremony. I was like, what? This feels like ayahuasca. I'm like, what is going on here? So I started doing the live stream after that, and I calmed the dog down. I said, you stay silent as long as I do this video. And the dog was silent throughout. I had no interference during the entire time where I did the video, and often my parents come down when I'm a little bit loud or something like that. Nothing happened. So what was my basic thinking behind this? And this is where I now want to move over to the real deal and the real topic that I'm talking about here, which is Demiurge Reality Hack Explained. Okay. You do a live video, okay, even when you're messed up, but when you're in a messed up situation like I was, where I was getting pictures of one of the dearest people in my life, together with Errol, and actually those two and Errol are the dearest people in my life. Getting pictures from two of them being terrified and all, I don't even want to talk about it. I was like, I'm gonna change it now, because this is messed up. So I create a new reality. So what this was the pictures that the Demiurge sent right to me in my mind, together with the panic attack from before, which ties in as an attack because of the energy work I was doing before by interfering with the 5G signal and the whole microwave frequency, radio frequency spectrum, which is a mind control grid. And now I'm interfering with it with my conscious attention and with my awareness and my energy. That whole attack was an attack on my mind to create a reality, you see, because they're hacking me, someone who's very, very, very aware. My main talent that I have is I can fit puzzle pieces together. I have bits of information, I get triggered by something, and suddenly I'm like, and it just goes very quick. I solve puzzle pieces, finished, go to the next. That's what I do constantly. Decoding. It's my speciality, like Errol's speciality is protection and detection of threats. Boy, oh boy, you should see Errol when he detects hacks. Second to none. It's unbelievable. He's already smelled the hack 10 minutes before you ever realize it. It's amazing. So what he did there was trying to hack me because he's so desperate, because he's just about to lose complete power. In this country anyway. The Demiurge, okay? This entire satanic matrix control system, scam, hack, COVIDiot cult, bullshit, everything to be gone soon in this country. Big words? Well, we're freaking doing it in this country. What do you think I'm doing? Do you think I'm talking about this because I hope it's going to work? I know it's going to work. And that is the key difference where people have to get their minds to, and people have to work toward, to have that level of absolute dedication and knowing that we're taking you down, Demi. It's the only language he understands. Okay? So he's so desperate because he's losing control that he attacks one of the high commanders of the source to create that reality for him. A reality which would have had a possibility that I end up in a psychiatric clinic. That's the power of the attack that I suffered. I can't tell you. I can tell you bits of this story because you can see I'm already on 37 minutes, and I'm just scratching the surface, hoping to put other elements into the story because it's just so much information. And because my mind capacities, it goes so quick, and he hacks into my mind, I create this reality. I go from one to and I get a full picture, and it's horrifying. A horrifying reality where my two dearest ones have been captured by a satanic cult doing satanic underground rituals in an underground bunker, framing it as a techno party, and techno music, the really hardcore techno music, outsyncs the body for demonic possession. And when you take drugs, you're fully under demonic possession, okay? Get as offended as you like. It's the truth. Unless you are incredibly powerful in your power and conscious, you can do drugs, listen to techno, and it doesn't happen. But most people are not. And that's what the truth is about techno music. And I don't have any problem with techno music. In fact, I actually am also sometimes, I like electronic music actually. And I like to go out and listen to this sort of music and have a beer and everything. I love doing that, you know, unwind and have a good time next to doing the great work. So I can create a reality quickly because of my decoding skills. And that's what he was trying to make use of. And with this infiltration element of the demonstration that we have, and those people doing a techno party, which is actually a satanic ritual, and they're torturing my friends, and And that was a way when they get rid of my friends. This is how the reality hack from the Demiurge looked like. No one knows where they are, and suddenly the entire demonstration where they were a part of always starts to get into questions like what happened to them. And the cult has this network in the background. They can get rid of the thing, and all the blame gets shifted onto us. And you can't prosecute people that are inside the mafia network, okay? The infiltrators, okay, who do these rituals are part of the mafia network, which is run on the highest levels by Satanists. And they get away with it because they control the system. That is the level of reality that I was decoding, which was a reality hack by the Demiurge through the medium of 5G and microwave radiation technology. That is why they are implementing the smart grid. I don't talk about health effects. I talk about hacking realities and creating a matrix like in the movie. That is what this is for, okay? They can take over your mind, your thoughts and emotions, which then influence the behavior. Thoughts, emotions, and actions is the Trinity. And they can influence all levels through this technology. This is the danger of this technology, and they were using it on me. This massive attack. So now we get to the core of what this is all about. So the Demiurge reality hack is a low vibrational reality, okay, that he plants into my mind. But who creates that reality? Who creates it? The Demiurge? Who manipulates me and hacks me? Or is it me? Yeah, you guessed right, it's me. So therefore I decided to do a live stream and create a new reality. Checkmate. I read your bluff, I read your game, and now I'm creating a new. And that's why I called it the way I called it, which was something to do with the new paradigm. And it all goes on the one of the most important hermetic principles there is, and one of the most important hermetic sayings, which is the higher causes supersede the lower causes. Okay, the higher vibrational causes supersede and override the lower vibrational causes. So this high vibration supersedes the low vibration. So with the reality hack, I was on a low vibration because I was feeling terrified, panic attacks, sick, ready to head into the next psychiatric clinic with system servers. Like, that was the level of the attack. I mean, I'm so strong that it wouldn't have happened anyway, you know? But I got rid of the threat and the attack instantly through doing that live video. And with that live video, I felt really strong getting all this out, you know, and talking about this is my medicine. My medicine is through speech, through talking. That's where my medicine is. Other people have other talents. You see? It took me a long time to find this out, that speaking was my main talent. That's why the Demiurge always hacked my mind in my depressions for 10 years, telling me you can't talk. And I was sitting at tables with people and I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't even know what to say to these people. And then I thought it was my problem. when in fact I was just sitting with people that I didn't connect with. But I always put the blame onto myself. Oh, you see, you can't talk with anyone. You don't know anything. You're nothing. That's the language of guess who? The Demiurge. Of course it's him. And if you haven't consciously chosen your thoughts, then someone else hacked your mind to keep you under control. That's how this works. And I'll be speaking much more about how this works in Navigating the Matrix with Natural Law Principles, episode 7. After nearly a year after starting the series, I'm completing the series and starting maybe a new one. Let's see. So I get to the point, okay, again, the higher cause, which was my live stream that I did, overrides and supersedes the lower cause, which was the Demiurge hack. The reality that he tried to insert into me with the pictures that he sent me and my reaction to it, decoding it into reality. If I would have slept, I could have maybe ended up in that reality. See, there's multiple levels of reality, and we tune our perception to one of these infinite realities that exist. And with doing the video, I superseded that. And what you need for that to happen, in my understanding of the Trinity, is at least 2 witnesses, the key aspects of witnesses. You need at least 2 witnesses. You speaking to witnesses forms a Trinity which changes this entire reality. You can change anything with that. Like, for example, today, you know what I did today? I share this as something personal also. I did a high command today, as I'm going to do today, as I'm going to do now, just to teach people commands, because I saw it in the comments here. Okay, and this has to do with the potential of a sexual relationship turning into birth, okay, of a child that is not supported by love. Okay, so this is very personal, and I just did that today, and you can insert anything after the first things I say with the High Commander. Okay, I, Stephen Wybrow, as the High Commander of the High Source, I command all consent is removed from any children being born through a sexual relationship that didn't take place with love. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is, hermetically sealed and protected. And that energy changes around you. So you can insert in there anything you like. Maybe that's also too private, and I'll delete that video also. I'm kidding. So you need these witnesses, and you change reality. That's how it works. And I felt great after that video, after that live stream. And I slept after I did the video, because my phone was very majorly associated with what took place that day, because I couldn't get through to Kimberly anymore afterwards, and I was worrying and all that. And that phone for me represented the Matrix. And I was like, also thinking, maybe they hacked my phone and it wasn't even Kimberly that I was speaking to. You know, these sort of things that just come up, and they are a possibility. So I just took out my SIM card from my phone and I smashed the phone outside our house. It's a stupid phone anyway. I've not had a smartphone since 2012. Okay, I don't have a smartphone because I can't stand them. because they hack into our communication of human beings to human beings. Okay, that's what I love doing, nothing else. So I smashed my phone and it felt really great. And that's for me a symbol of how this whole Matrix reality hack by the Demiurge got deleted. And I'm sharing with you this information because I went through it. And you know what I went through? I transcended and integrated my deepest fear of losing my love. Because I have only known Kimberly for a week now. But this is how I feel. And that was the reason why I took off this video, previous video also, because this is private. And there was some very powerful stuff in there, you know. And I didn't want to leave it on there as protection for people around me, because I didn't get their consent to publicize that. I did it for myself and it worked. And the people that saw it, and also the 10 hours that it was online, saw it. But then I took it off. And that's it. There's so much more information that's going to come your way, and it's all right. Maybe if the interest is there, I can do an edited version of it, because it was really powerful. It was very the way I talked with Demi was really funny. It was like, are you listening? Do you hear this? You hear me? Yeah. You talk directly to him. You look him into the eyes. And you know he can't touch you. That's why you work on yourself for years and years and years and years and years. And you get more powerful by integrating your shadow. Not because you're connecting to Jesus, which is also okay. Do that. It's none of my business. All I know is that things actually work through integrating the shadow in psychology, in Gnostic terms. Get as offended as anyone likes. I don't connect with beings of light. I don't connect with Jesus. Okay? That's not what I do. If you do it and it works for you, that's good. I'm not doing that. I stick to principles and shadow integration work. And what is the most fertile earth that we have? It is black. For a reason. Because in the Hermetic tradition, decay is the beginning of all birth. The best solution to a problem is removing the cause of the problem. That's when you're really dealing with the foundation. And that's what I do. That's why I studied Satanism, mind control, and the natural order in order to get to the foundation. And get to the point where, and I just learned this from my dear friend Ahmed, get to the point where all evil contains the seed of its own destruction. How do you get rid of evil? Go and look for the seed of their own destruction. Liability. By taking responsibility yourself for your actions. That's how this works. And it was my deepest fear to never have any love in my life, because that was my path in my life up to now. My longest relationship has been 9 months, and every other relationship was 2 months, 3 months. Because always when I went deeper, always when I was doing my shadow integration work and I got into states of depression, what I suffered. Actually, depression is very, very healthy for you, okay? Because it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society, as our dear friend Jiddu Krishnamurti again said, with whom I started the live stream actually also. What a great guy Jiddu was, man. Really. If you're not depressed in this society, then you're not paying attention. And depression is something that we as a society have gotten completely wrong. Oh, you see, he suffers so badly, he's got depression. Oh, she's got depression, she's so poor. No, she's awakening from her dream. She's coming into her power. And that's why I do what I do here, because I know people are suffering out there. And I know my human family is messed up in their minds, as I was. Okay, you're listening to someone who suffered for 10 years. Hardcore depressions where I didn't leave my house. And every time I bought food for myself in a shop was torture. And I was standing in a queue at the shop, shaking in nervousness and confusion, and putting my stuff and paying, and confused, and people working there at the shop thinking like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? I thought I was the dumbest guy on the planet. It's the truth. And that's why I'm here for my human family now. Because that's what's required. We need honesty. What we most need is the truth. And the truth is that life is not only full of joy, we want to get there. I want that too. But we need to accept. And that's how they've programmed the previous generations to never ever look at their feelings and their stuck emotions and to repress them. To never ever 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 open, as they say in the English language, a can of worms. That's how we got into this situation. And we get out of this situation by being honest with our feelings and sharing it with each other, with our brothers and sisters, and healing those emotions. And I feel so much lighter since Saturday. That's why I do this energy work, and I'll actually write it down. I'll do a video, okay, on protection and self-defense against dark forces. Because when you do that, when you face up to them, when you face up to these criminals, to these demons, you gain in power massively. And that's what the work is all there for. And you take back your country, and your life gets much better, more joyous, and you attract magnetically exactly the people that need to come into your life. You don't attract new people into your life when you only inform yourself. You have to put it into action. And first, for that, you need to build a foundation in order to come into action. How do you build that foundation? First, no matter what state you're in, through a discipline, okay? Change habits. And do what feels easiest for you first. Do the easiest steps first, but please just change habits, small habits, because it tricks your own brain. It makes your own brain get activated that something is changing. That's what they're using with the COVIDian cult scam bullshit right now. What is the new normal? Exactly that. New habits. Oh yeah, now we're wearing a muzzle, although it doesn't protect, but we do it anyway. Enough of this shit. What are we doing here? We're not wasting our time, are we? So stop complaining about your environment being mind-controlled sheeps, and that they need to wake up when you're awake, and they need to wake up, and then we're going to change the world. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's the other way round. Reality has never been changed by the collective. And waiting, wait, give them another year, okay? And what did you do in that year? Only inform yourself? And waiting for the perfect time to get into action? Well, the perfect time to get into action is now. Do a small step. Go outside. Go into the shop without a muzzle. You can do it now. Just see what happens. If it's too much for you, you go outside. If you nearly had a heart attack because it's too much, that's okay. At least you tried. At least you showed the source of all things, of which you are also a high commander. It's not only me, and it's not only exclusively to me, Errol and Ahmed being high commanders. You're high commander too, because you're here and because you're listening to this. There's no hierarchy within the human family. There's levels of knowledge. There's natural hierarchies based on the level of knowledge and on the energy that one resonates with, but they're naturally in place. But there's nothing between me and my entire human family out there. That's why I'm doing this here, and doing this the whole time, and sharing this with you, because I feel a calling for that. And I've been doing that the last about month, and I never did a live stream before. Never. Didn't even think about it. Although I've had 1,000 subscribers for a few months now. I've not even thought about it. And suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, look, I'm going to start live streaming. All right. Good. So I am going to finish this off now. Let me see if I've covered most of what I wanted to say. As I said, you know, I'm very open with what I do. I'm a very open guy because I do not give a fuck what they think. Oh. If people unsubscribe because of that, well, great. It wasn't the right place for you. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what people think of you unless you do steps, action. Action is required. If you can't take action, do a discipline. Like what I did for 4 months. I was so messed up that for 4 months in 2019, I could only go out into the forest every single day and cry with Mother Earth. Cry because I didn't see any point in my life. Visualizing myself doing the work that I'm doing now and thinking I'm totally messed up. That's never ever going to happen to me. It did happen, as you can see. And it's going to happen with you too. If there's one thing that needs to be clearly stated, is that there definitely has to be more people teaching people about the matrix, teaching people of how the hacks of the mind work, how the Demiurge and the dark forces work in this world, and how we can take them down, give them the chop, what the natural order is. What is natural law? How does liability work? If you're not insured, Mr. Politician, for the policies that you do, you're privately liable, because every law is a contract, and what you are doing in the Covidian cult is uninsurable, therefore you're privately liable. We need more people doing that. I love doing it. And I think there's a calling for a lot of guys, a lot of girls, a lot of wonderful, brave women, courageous women who are doing the great work too, who are giving a kick up the arse of the men to become men again. Yeah, that's what we need. And the great man listening to this, my honor goes out to you, brothers. We are one of a kind, and I might be talking here right now. Don't think that I'm any better than you, because that is the hack of the Demiurge, the biggest bullshitter that has ever existed in this realm. Don't think like that. I'm doing it because I love doing it, because I have to do it in order for you to rise up and live the life of your dreams and take down the mafia and take your country and the whole planet back. How about that? How about a vision that humanity needs? That's what humanity needs. Oh yeah, let's just wait till the collective has woken up, because I know that COVID is a scam, and so well informed. I'm just gonna wait till she wakes up, because I've been arguing with him and her for a few months, and then the world will change. I'm just taking the piss a little bit. Has anyone wondered I've got a new haircut, huh? Showing up a little bit. No, it's not about the haircut, okay? I'm just a little bit happy that I don't look like a fucking idiot anymore. Because I tell you, I really, really couldn't stand that. This is okay. No, I can't get it together anymore. Right. Now I look messed up again, like before the hair got changed. Yeah. The world has always been changed by very few people because of the nature of the flame and the fire. Okay. Real teaching and real learning is not the filling of a vessel, but the kindling of a flame. Once one flame lights up, all the other flames can light up. That's how it works. That's the transformation. It starts with one. Always does. Always think opposite of what the collective thinks. Okay. Also, the collective in the so-called truth community. So, always remember, you listening to this right here, you are the one. But in the great words of the great friend of mine, Walter, big ups to Walter, what a great guy. He's a guitarist, and he sings, I am the one, I am the light, but darkness coming first, but darkness coming first, darkness coming first. Yes, that is the natural order. You make an intention, like, I'm taking the planet back. That light goes out, and first you're hit with the dark side. And that's where most people fail. Or whatever intention you want to make, that's the law of manifestation, okay? Brought to you for free. Law of manifestation, you put out an intention, okay? You feel that intention, more and more, that's why you act accordingly to that intention every single day. But you also have to you think and feel and you act according to that intention. But expect resistance. Expect to be tested. And all your shadows being exposed. But you can work through that through shadow integration work. Also a video that I'm going to be going into in the near future. Okay, shadow integration work. Many different layers to that. I know how to work with the shadow because I was so messed up that I had to I had to learn it, and I had great teachers there also. So yeah, just lost my trail of thought. I think this is it for today. I want to thank everyone who's been a part of this. Much love to all of you. Have a lovely evening, and we speak soon again. All right, till then. And also right at the end, our dear friend Errol, I have had the strong feeling that this can't continue on like this, that you constantly only just listen to me and to my ramblings. I enjoy doing it, love doing it, but we need to get Errol on again, huh? Get it into the comment sections if you'd like to have our dear friend Errol on there. Because I told Errol yesterday, I told him, Errol, we have to engage the community together again. And he was like, yes, Steve, you're right. So we're going to have Errol back there. And everyone needs an Errol. So you've got the fire with me and Errol the earth, the rock that shall not be removed. Or as I like to call him, the Demiurge's biggest nightmare. But he'll tell you all about it, okay? Good. That's it for me. I love all you guys, okay? Don't take all the things too serious, okay? And sometimes just take on the sunglasses and just be a little bit stupid. It's a nut house anyway out there. Okay, come on. Look outside. Why be sad? Why be sad? They only trigger our trapped emotions. That's why we're sad. We're not sad because everyone's running around like pigs. In this country, they wear pigs masks. The FFP2. It's a nut house. Don't get as nutty as them. You're in the process of unnutting yourself, not the other way round. We're here to get real and have fun doing it. You can also have fun crying. I've cried a lot in my life, and now it's time to stop this madness and the suffering in our own life, okay? The end of suffering, okay? Let's make this decision here right now. I as the High Commander of the High Source, with the full knowing that my intention is the strongest force of creation, I intend the end of all my suffering and the beginning of my true joyous life purpose happening now. I create that reality now. I am loved now. And I'm looking forward to experience that. This is the end.